Hey guys, welcome to Grammar and Writing Lesson 118. Hope that you're having a great day today. So, no vocabulary. There's not going to be any vocabulary for the rest of the week. I know, you're so sad. But we are probably going to have vocabulary next week. We'll see. All right, so to start off with, we are going to have just a very short lesson today. We're talking about nouns. In our last grammar lesson, we talked about nouns, what they are. What are nouns? Person, place, thing, or idea. Very good. We talked about regular nouns, that's what they are. What are compound nouns? That's when you take two or more words and you put them together so they create one noun. It's talking about one thing. So that's a compound noun. How about a proper noun? That would be a noun that's talking about a particular, a specific person, place, or thing. It can't really be a specific idea, but a particular person, place, or thing. It always begins with what? A capital letter, very good. How about a common noun? That's just any old person, place, or thing, as well as idea. Those are all common. And they don't begin with a capital letter unless they happen to be the first word of your sentence. Well, let's talk about some more aspects to nouns. Nouns can be compound, they can be proper, they can be common, but in addition to that, they can also be plural or singular. They can be possessive, and they also have gender. So we're going to talk about whether they're singular or plural, possessive, and what gender they have in today's lesson. So first of all, let's talk about singular versus plural. When something is singular, that means what? There is just one, that's right. When something is plural, that's two or more, okay? Not just two or more. It could be 3, 4, 5, a trillion, it doesn't matter. But it just means that there's more than one. So to make a noun plural, to show that there's more than one, normally you just add an S onto the end of the noun. There are some rules for how to make things plural. We have learned those rules and discussed them in length in the past, so we're not really going to discuss them in this lesson. If you don't remember how to make a noun plural, I believe it's in your handbook, in your language C book, in the back of the book. If it's not there, ask me and I will get a picture of that for you so that you can review those rules if you need to. Okay, but we're not going to review them together because we've discussed them before. Right now I want you to look at my board and I want you to tell me whether something is singular or plural. The word is fax. Okay, a fax is a letter that you send over you send it over the internet and it just prints out of like a printer. A special fax machine is what it's called, but you just send it to that machine and the letter that you just sent from one machine goes out to the other machine. So that's a fax. So fax, is that singular or plural? Singular, there's no S added onto the end of it, so I'm going to put a box around it to show that it's singular. And I'm going to underline the ones that are plural. Lashes, is that singular or plural? Lashes, those are the little hairs on the end of your eye that protect your eye from dust getting into it. Lashes, your eyelashes. Plural, that's right, you've got an S on the end. Okay, chips, churros, singular or plural? Plural, if you had just one, it would be chip. Pennies, singular or plural? Plural, you have an S on the end. Now, not all nouns have an S on the end when they're plural. Those are special nouns. We have talked about those before. Knee. That's your rodilla. Singular. Vacation. Also singular, very good. Okay, doing well, doing well. So that's singular versus plural, okay? So singular when you have one, plural when you have more than one. And remember to agree with your verb when your noun is your subject If it's a singular noun, it means a singular verb. So a singular noun, no S, but a singular verb does have the S. So just remember that. They're kind of opposites. Okay, let's talk about possessive nouns. A possessive noun is when a noun has ownership. Something belongs to that noun. Okay, so a possessive noun tells who or what owns something. Possessive nouns can be either singular or plural. So even if your noun is plural, it can be possessive. The possessive form of nouns have an apostrophe and S added to them. For example, a doctor's stethoscope. So you see you have your apostrophe S, showing that the stethoscope belongs to the doctor. The surfer's board. So you have an apostrophe and an S. The board belongs to the surfer. James's backpack. So James is one person. So even though his name ends with S, you still add an S, apostrophe S to the end to show possession. Now, when your noun is plural or other nouns that end in S, you just add an apostrophe. For example, last names that end in S, normally you just add an apostrophe. But any plural nouns that end in S, you add just the apostrophe. For example, some churches' pews. So those are the bancas in a church. You don't put apostrophe S because it already ends in S, it's plural. Some churches, apostrophe, pews. The boss's schedules, okay? Bosses, that's your plural noun. Boss's apostrophe, schedule, okay? Okay, now let's talk about gender. So in Spanish, you guys are already familiar with gender of nouns because you use either el or la in front of your nouns. La if it has a feminine gender and if it's a masculine or neutral gender. Well, in English, we also have the masculine, feminine, then you have the ones that are either unknown because you just don't know if you're talking about a boy or a girl, or they're neutral, neuter is the word. They don't have a particular gender. So if you look at the top of page 48 of your homework, so if you don't have that, pause your video, pull that out, you'll see some examples of nouns that have gender. So for example, under the masculine gender, you have uncle, that's your tío. So it's talking about a man, so it has a masculine gender. Brother, that's always going to be talking about a man. Stallion always talks about a boy horse. If you just use the word horse, it could be a boy or a girl. Buck, always talking about a male deer. If you use the word buck, you know that it's a male. Right? Feminine, aunt, tia, sister. Okay, those are all always girls. Mare, again, always a female horse. Doe, always going to be a female deer. Those, you can never say doe and be talking about a boy deer. You can only be talking about a girl deer. So that's why it has a feminine gender. Now, you don't change the article that you use in front of it. It's always just the, a, and. We don't have anything like you guys with el and la. You just know based on the word that you're always talking about a girl or you're always talking about a boy. Now the indefinite, those would be, you don't know whether or not you're talking about a girl or a boy. It could be either one. Relative, because it could be an uncle, it could be an aunt, it could be a brother, it could be a sister, it could be a grandfather, it could be a grandmother. It's just someone who's related to you. So we're not sure which gender. Sibling, so that's either a brother or a sister, but you don't know which one. Horse, could be a stallion, could be a mare, you don't know, it's just horse. Deer, again, it could be either boy or girl, you don't know, just based on the word deer. Neuter, so that means it does not have a gender. It's not even that it doesn't have a known gender, it's something that doesn't have a gender. That would be bologna, it's a type of meat. Socks, calcetines. Bicycle, gasoline, all of those things, they don't have a gender. Okay, so what are you doing for your homework? Well, you need to do pages 48 through 51. You have your practice letters A through M, which says tell whether each noun is singular or plural, then write a compound noun from the list, write each compound noun from the list, then write each possessive noun from the sentences, and then tell whether each noun is masculine, feminine, indefinite, or neuter. Then you have review set 9. You're going to be doing numbers 1 through 11, 14 through 18, 23 through 24, and 28 through 30. All right, let me know if you have any questions, if there was anything about that that confused you, if you want to know the the plural noun rules, if you can't find them anywhere and you want me to send you those, I'd be happy to help, okay? That's it for today. Have a great day, guys. Love you. Bye.